Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to So That Just Happened, a podcast for those who have lost their person and want to find themselves. I'm Carly Cooper, a single mom, widow, coach, author, and chronic truth seeker. My superpower is finding the funny, the hope, and the silver lining in any shit situation. This podcast is for the purpose of education only and is not a replacement for therapy. If you need additional support, please seek out a trained professional for help with your specific situation. Let's get to it, shall we? I think it's super ironic that this episode is all about surrender because lately I've been doing anything but. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I teach exactly what I need to learn and still need to be reminded of. Allow me to let you in on the struggle that I've been bumping up against lately. In addition to working on this podcast, I've decided to dust off a program that I've been trying to create for the last 2 years. I've had many stops and starts, hours where I feel super motivated to sit down and write, and then days and weeks where I've had to walk away and leave it alone. It's all in my brain. I have the outline written. The topics are nailed down in a sequence that I believe will lead to the ideal learning experience and outcome. And I have the expertise and the know-how and the resources behind me because I've already created and released 2 online programs before this one. So what's the issue? My bandwidth and drive have dramatically decreased since my husband died. My goals have changed. My ambition has waned. And I struggle with that because there's still something deep within me that wants to be of service, to help others, and to have a positive impact. But I also have to be true to where I'm at now and honor my sensitivities. And that's where surrender comes into play. I used to believe that surrendering meant giving up or quitting. What I didn't realize was that being able to truly surrender is the best gift you can give yourself. After my husband's sudden death, I was forced to slow down. Some days, I stopped completely. I had to sit in the unknown for months and get comfortable in the uncomfortable uncertainty of how my future would play out. I was incredibly impatient, and I grew restless when it seemed as though nothing was happening. I was, and still sometimes tend to be, a control freak, needing to have my hands in the unfolding of every outcome. But I'm getting much better at loosening my grip because this hiatus from the hustle made me realize how necessary this resting phase was and is for my growth and healing. I needed to take this time away to make peace with my past and accept my present in order to create the future that I want. I needed the quiet space to self-reflect, to address the wounds that still needed healing, to get clear about what I wanted and who I wanted to be moving forward with. And I had to learn how to respect and honor the timing and organic unfolding of it all. Basically, I had to learn how to do the opposite of how I used to operate. At the best of times, the world we live in and our own world that we create is uncertain and constantly changing. So in order to manage, cope, and feel safe in this scary, unpredictable world, we desperately try to control every aspect of our lives and the lives of the people around us. We do this by creating to-do lists, systems, routines, schedules, and environments that feel comfortable, safe, and predictable. And we try to live every aspect of our lives within the tight confines of these comforts. And even though we have the best of intentions and think this is the way to create a sense of peace and calm, this rigid, white-knuckling way of living creates more stress, anxiety, depression, and frustration. And that's some of what I've been feeling lately whenever I sat down to start working on my program. I would feel stressed out and frustrated because the ideas and words weren't flowing. I would catch myself worrying about the outcome and getting caught up in the results. And then I remembered the promise that I made to myself. that this go around, I'm committing to doing things differently, on my terms, unapologetically. And that looks like honoring where I'm at any given moment, working when I feel inspired and walking away when I don't, loving myself through the process by being gentle, kind, and forgiving, having trust and faith that what I am creating will reach those who need to hear it most, and surrendering when it all feels like it's too much for me to handle on my own. So what does it actually mean to surrender? First, let's start with what it doesn't mean. Surrendering isn't about giving up on your dreams or yourself. Gabby Bernstein says it best when she says, quote, "Surrender isn't giving up, it's giving over," end quote. It's giving over your agenda and your timeline and giving it to the universe or God or whatever else you feel spiritually connected to. It's the idea of loosening your grip, letting go of trying to control every outcome and doing whatever you can to avoid all feelings of pain and discomfort. Surrendering means relaxing into and accepting the uncertainty of life. It's about learning to live in the flow and allowing things to unfold at their right and perfect time. This may sound like a foreign concept and even slightly impossible, because it's pretty much the opposite way in which we are wired to operate. We are always seeking control because uncertainty feels scary and unsafe. We try to control our health by going on diets and exercise programs. We try and control our days by creating schedules and systems. We try and control our relationships, our finances, and our future. In theory, there's nothing wrong with this approach. It's important to have goals and take responsibility and have accountability for your life. But it gets unhealthy when you feel deflated, let down, or completely derailed when things don't go exactly according to your plan. When you try to control the uncontrollable. That's like trying to make a snowball out of water. It just can't be done. So here's what controlling behavior can look and feel like. You feel stressed out and anxious for the better part of your day. You're driven and motivated by fear. You're always seeking and striving for something or someone to make you happy. You never feel satisfied with how things are. You feel angry, irritable, or frustrated when something or someone disrupts your perfectly planned day. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up control completely. We need some control in our lives to rein us in and allow us to be functioning, responsible members of society. But control is driven by fear. It's our desperate need to feel safe, and we will do whatever it takes to try and remain sheltered and protected from anything that messes with that safety. But it's a false sense of security, because the moment something about our plan or agenda doesn't pan out, or someone doesn't live up to our unrealistic expectations of them, we lose our shit. The ultimate form of safety is giving up our need to control and stepping into acceptance and faith and trust and allowing. To live from a place of inspiration rather than manipulation. It's healthier when you can shift your focus and lead with the intention and energy of love instead of fear. Instead of pushing, rushing, and forcing yourself through the grieving process because you think you should be further along, what if you loved yourself through the process and gave yourself permission to be exactly where you are right now? What if you stopped judging your feelings and became curious about them? What if you accepted your current situation instead of trying to desperately change it? What if you stopped forcing and allowed? What if you stopped focusing on the past and trying to manipulate the future and just became present? Surrendering is tuning into how you currently feel. It's about noticing the sensations in your body, allowing them to be whatever they are, and trusting that everything will work out for your highest good. It's about embracing and approaching uncertainty with curiosity and treating the unknown like a playground that is there to expand your mind and open you up to new experiences. When you allow yourself to surrender, you begin to fall in love with life again. When you let go of the need to control, fix, change, or conform, you begin to appreciate and feel grateful for every experience, especially the life-altering ones. So how can you practice the art of surrender? Well, my friends, you'll just have to wait until I finish creating my program to learn this life-changing skill. But I will say that true freedom comes when you really lean into surrendering during your darkest, hardest moments. When you are in the thick of things and life feels hopeless, surrender more. Take your hands off the wheel. Breathe deeply and trust that what you're going through is here for you, to make you stronger, wiser, more capable, and more aligned with who you are truly meant to be. Just let go, open yourself up to receive the guidance, allow life to unfold, and love what is. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. All right, my friends, thank you so much for listening to this So That Just Happened podcast. I really hope you found value in this episode and that you're walking away with at least one golden nugget that you can implement or feel inspired by. I would be so grateful if you would share it with one friend or family member who is committed to moving forward and transforming their life. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch every new episode, and please leave me a review. It would mean so much to me. Also, follow me on Facebook and Instagram at @CoachCarly. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.